Hello, I'm Nari McDiarmid for Mining Journal, and today I'm speaking with David Ledger, the Executive Chairman of Zenith Minerals, which is described as an Australia-based minerals explorer for the minerals needed tomorrow. Now, David, it's been less than a year since the transformational deal with EV Metals that's essentially funding the hunt for lithium in Western Australia. Can you sum up the progress so far?
Yeah, they've signed up with us for 2 years, and in which time they have to invest a minimum of 7 million in the ground, and they'll have to deliver a bank feasibility study essentially now in the next 12 months. So it was a two-part transaction, one for in the ground and one for the feasibility. They've so far spent or met their spending obligations. To date, we're still waiting for drill results to come back at Split Rocks. We've had some results at Waratah Well, but clearly we have a lot more, 21 holes, in fact, results that have to come back for us at the moment.
Well, you mentioned Split Rocks, and you've already announced some extensions to the Rio mineralisation there, and also recently the Cielo target. What's next on the agenda there?
Yeah, certainly we did a lot of soil sampling, which was very important to us because, it's over 660 square Ks. We didn't, you obviously don't want to go out and start dropping holes everywhere. And so in order to sort of define our targets, we've got, the A1, A2 and A3, which are really interesting in their own rights. But at the southern extent of the deposit, we've got a 9x2 where we're taking surface sampling, and we've targeted that as the Cielo project. And it's obviously one that warrants further exploration and some drilling holes. It's, as I said, at the southern end versus Rio, which is at the northern end, and is only 14 Ks away from the Mount Holland lithium project. So we're kind of excited by it, but without getting too excited. But it's giving us a very good indication of what would be there.
Well, aside from the lithium prospects, David, you've also got a dedicated team working on your gold and base metals projects. What can investors expect to hear in this area?
Kevin Seymour's come to the company to really develop those in the gold and base metals. So, I would expect to see continual drilling at Split Rocks up in the northern extension. He's already got 250,000 ounces there, which is a good start, and it's high grade ore. We can do a number of things with the gold that is found there, in that we can ship it up to Marvel Lock or to Edna May. There's two very hungry mills to the north of us, or we could sell it. It really just depends on what the best options are for us, but that's looking very interesting. Secondly, on the gold front at Red Mountain, that's the project in Queensland between Krakow and Mount Rawdon. We're really looking forward to getting into that. So we're waiting for the dry season. So, toward April, May, we'll start to run the rigs in there. We think we've got something at Red Mountain. There's no doubt about it. We just need to drop the holes. The soil sampling's been good. Early drill results have been encouraging. But it's the deeper holes that we want to drill into, a breccia zone that sits beneath the surface, that will sort of tie it all together. So, that's looking good. Also, he's working on Devlin Creek. We've got 5 million tonnes there. We want to get that's of copper, 1.2% copper, and we're wanting to get that up to around 10 to 15 million tonnes through the drilling campaign over the next 6 months. And obviously, Erahidi's looking after itself. We've got a 25% stake in that. Rumble are managing the drill out of the project. We're expecting them to come out with a resource anytime soon. They've indicated 100 to 120 million tonnes of 3.5 to 4.5% zinc lead, beg your pardon. And so we just have to wait for their results. So, what we've really done is focus on the projects that we have 100% of. So that being Split Rocks Gold, Red Mountain Gold, Devlin Creek on the copper side, and we're going to focus on those. So we've got rid of a lot of the projects that were farming agreements and option agreements and all these where we didn't have control, and we're really focusing on those at the moment.
Excellent. Well, you mentioned the Irahidi zinc project, and obviously it's a smaller stake in the project being advanced by Rumble. Given the volume of projects you've got at your fingertips, do you think that stake's being fully valued by the market?
Probably not, but the market's looking for a resource, and that'll be a maiden resource as well. The metallurgical results came out from that last year, which were really encouraging. They were getting 90% recoveries in the material that they were getting out of that. But really, we just sit there as a passive shareholder. So, I'm neither driving a future drill program or having the expense of it. I get funded through to bank feasibility. That is not going to be finished for a good 12 months, and it just sits there as a reasonable option on the table for us.
And David, can I ask you also about new projects that you've picked up?
Yeah, along with the lithium projects that we've got at Waratah Well and Split Rocks, we've picked up some new ground at Hayes Hill, which is located north of Norseman in a very prospective area for both lithium and nickel. It is adjacent, directly adjacent to the Sinclair cesium mine that was owned by Essential Metals, and the Dome North project was a bit further to the north, but that's also owned by Essential, and that has been acquired for $136 million. We've got a fairly good parcel of land there, so we're looking forward to going in and exploring further on that. That is 100% owned by us, and so it's deserving of the focus that we're going to give it. So it's early days, but we, given the pedigree that we have in exploration, we thought that we'd need to pick up some new ground on its own right.
Lots of news to come on the horizon. David, thank you for the update today.
Thanks very much.